Round 2 Wrestling is back. Thank you for tuning into this brand new podcast here on the 13th of February, 2024. This week's broadcast is a little bit different. We have an incredibly shortened Round 3 title matches to go over. Not a lot of gold was defended this past week and weekend. However, what we lack in Round 3 we have made up for by bringing back a fan and producer favorite, and that is Round 4, Did You Know Pro Wrestling Facts? A lot of information is about to be given to you by me, SlimmDa KID, so without any further hesitation, let's jump right into this brand new Round 2 Wrestling podcast by putting our ear to the scanner and taking a listen. This is Round 1, the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. All right. Tiffany Stratton is full-time on WWE SmackDown going forward and has finished up in NXT per PW Insider. Camille was offered a deal with NXT. It no longer looks like she'll be going there and is engaged in quote-unquote deep discussions with AEW. Speaking of AEW, Mercedes Moné has been on AEW's payroll since January per Fightful Select. Numerous options were discussed about when she would debut before they settled on announcing March 13th's Big Business show in Boston, Massachusetts. Fightful's report also says New Japan expects that they'll have the ability to continue to work with Moné while she's under contract to AEW, so a working agreement between the two wrestling promotions. The Wrestling Observer newsletter recently indicated that WWE is still planning to book Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania 40. The Hollywood Reporter says Elon Musk's X platform, formerly known as Twitter, signed a 2-year deal with WWE to exclusively stream the new video series WWE Speed. Per the Wrestling Observer newsletter, even though WWE's Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon have been scrubbed from the marketing for the WWE 2K24 video game, speculation in that industry is that it's too late to remove them from the game itself. Per Fightful Select, Okada has agreed to a deal with AEW, and he's expected to debut after fulfilling all commitments to New Japan Pro Wrestling. The Wrestling Observer newsletter says they have been told morale within AEW has, quote, really picked up and is the best in some time, end quote. Matt Men's Andrew Zarian believes AEW will run one more stadium show in the United States this year. This is on top of its usual Grand Slam event in Arthur Ashe Stadium in the fall of 2024. That draws to a conclusion Round 1 and the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. We had a good amount of head-scratching, what-ifs, maybes, it could be true, it might not be true this week. Be sure to listen to this brand new Round 2 Wrestling again in case you missed Round 1. However, Round 1 is done and over with and in the books. Let's move on to Round 2. This is Pro Wrestling News. Here we go. Former tag team champion arrested in connection with his wife's homicide.
You what?
William Albert Haynes Jr., known to wrestling fans as Billy Jack Haynes, surrendered to police following a 2-hour standoff, according to Portland CBS affiliate KOIN. When authorities finally gained entry to Haynes' residence, his wife, 85, was reportedly already dead following an apparent shooting. Haynes was a wrestling journeyman, including stints in WCCW, WWF, NWA, and WCW. We here at Round 2 Wrestling will keep you, the fan, updated on this homicide investigation as reports come out. TNA president removed from company.
You what?
In a surprising announcement, TNA Wrestling President ScottD'Amore was fired by Anthem, the promotion's parent company, and replaced with Anthony Ciccione. According to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, it is believed that D'Amore was fired after Anthem head Len Asper and the TNA president reached a crossroads and disagreed on how TNA should be operated. D'Amore, in recent weeks, approached Anthem with an offer to buy TNA Wrestling, and the then TNA president had a letter backed by a major banking institution. No word officially if the power move influenced TNA's decision to move on from D'Amore and replace him with a new president. WWE star gets married, many current and former wrestlers in attendance.
You what?
People magazine broke the news that Sonya Deville, real name Daria, and Tony Cassano got married on Saturday in New Jersey. Current and former WWE wrestlers who were in attendance included Charlotte Flair, Andrade El Idolo, Bayley, Montez Ford, Bianca Belair, serving as the Flower Girl, Liv Morgan, Mackenzie Mitchell, Matt Cardona, Chelsea Green, Mandy Rose, and Vic Joseph. Congratulations to the happy couple, and Round 2 Wrestling will bring you any and all updates about this happy marriage. Two major wrestling promotions announce merger.
Oh my God!
Progress Wrestling of the United Kingdom and Defy of Seattle, Washington, USA have joined forces in a major merger in the world of professional wrestling. Defy and Progress are both highly regarded promotions that have helped shape the pro wrestling landscape in recent years. Wrestling alumni from these promotions include Jon Moxley, Swerve Strickland, Nick Wayne, Pete Dunne, Gunther, Tony Storm, and Will Ospreay. More news on this merger will come out, and we here at Round 2 Wrestling will be sure to give you the hottest and most up-to-date news as it becomes available. Another major free wrestling agent chooses AEW over WWE.
Oh my God!
As first reported by FightfulSelect.com, Okada is headed to All Elite Wrestling. The deal was said to have been agreed to within the last couple of weeks, and unless something unforeseen happens, he's expected to sign with AEW. There is no word on his official AEW start date, but he's not expected to start until he finishes up his commitments with New Japan Pro Wrestling. AEW owner Tony Khan confirms Forbidden Door 3 pay-per-view.
Oh my God!
As first reported by Fightful Select, AEW owner Tony Khan recently confirmed the third installment of the New Japan All Elite Wrestling joint pay-per-view Forbidden Door. And it now seems a third promotion could be opening the Forbidden Door itself. Mexican wrestling promotion CMLL and AEW have entered a new partnership in recent weeks and looks to culminate at the summer pay-per-view. No word officially if this will happen, but given AEW's history of willing to work with other promotions, this is all but confirmed. Former WWE United States Champion wins first world title since WWE release.
Oh my God!
The King of Bros, Matt Riddle, recently competed in one of his first post-WWE matches, competing for the hottest wrestling promotion in Michigan, Combat One Wrestling. Combat One's WrestleRama Brodown took place this last Thursday, February 8th in Brighton, Michigan, where Riddle took part in a fully loaded triple threat match against the lovable psychopath Tommy Vendetta and then one world champion, the Atrocity Cruel. Riddle would go on to defeat Cruel and capture the One World Championship in what should be the first of many championship reigns. Riddle was promptly challenged by former WWE wrestler Austin Aries following Riddle's victory. Please check out Combat One's wrestling Facebook page for more news, ticket information for the Aries-Riddle Super Fight coming up in April 2024. That draws to a conclusion round 2 in pro wrestling news. We're going to jump right into round 3 title matches. However, warning. This next segment may contain spoilers for your favorite promotions and pay-per-views, such as the JCW J-Cup pay-per-view, AEW Ring of Honor, WWE, NXT, NWA, MLW, TNA, CMLL, AAA, New Japan, All Japan, Stardom, Pro Wrestling Noah, RevPro, CMLL, AAA, etc., etc. Alright, double down on the warning this week. GCW Tag Team Champions Violence is Forever defeated Astronauts to retain the GCW Tag Team titles. JCW Champion Jordan Oliver defeated Griffin McCoy to retain the JCW Championship. AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy defeated Tomohiro Ishii to retain the AEW International Championship. Bullet Club defeated IWGP World Tag Team Champions Gorillas of Destiny to become the new IWGP World Tag Team Champions. JCW Champion Jordan Oliver defeated Myron Reed to retain the JCW Championship. JCW Champion Jordan Oliver defeated Nick Wayne to retain the JCW Championship. GCW World Champion Blake Christian defeated Homicide to retain the GCW World Championship. Masha Slamovich defeated JCW Champion Jordan Oliver to become the new JCW Champion. IWC Legacy Cruiserweight Champion Dragon King defeated Jack Evans to retain the IWC Legacy Cruiserweight Championship. AAA World Tag Team Champions Nueva Generación Dinamita defeated Negocio to retain the AAA World Tag Team titles. That is the end of a very short round 3. Be sure to listen to this round 2 wrestling podcast again in case you missed any of those title defenses. We are going to close out this brand new round 2 wrestling with round 4, Did You Know? Did you know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world you may or may not have known about. You gotta love the bell. Did you know AEW's Chris Jericho is credited with inventing the Money in the Bank match? However, he has never won it. Did you know from 1999 until 2009, the Hardy Boys have a combined 235 days as tag team champions? In comparison, Paul London and Brian Kendrick's only 2006 tag team reign lasted 331 days. Did you know all 3 members of the Shield pinned a different member of the Shield to win their first WWE championships? Did you know in the 1990s, wrestling fans would try to quote-unquote watch WCW pay-per-views through the static and scrambled picture? WCW would try to cash in on this extortion and introduce the pay-per-listen option on its pay-per-views. Did you know in between his time in WCW and WWF in the early 2000s, Hulk Hogan wrestled for another wrestling promotion called XWF? In his one match, he beat Kurt Hennig November 14th, 2001. Did you know James Avery, aka Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, voiced Junkyard Dog in the 1980s kids television series Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling? And did you know Chief Jay Strongbow is not Native American? His real name is Luke Scaparra and is of Italian descent.